Good afternoon and welcome back to day 2 of Together We Grow's annual meeting. I hope you enjoyed the puppy cam break. I know that I did. And I wanted to thank our friends at the Dumb Friends League for sharing their puppies with us so that we could all have what Dr. Jimenez talked to us about earlier as a moment of turning our brains off and enjoying. I'm really excited about our next session, as it is a strategy that Together We Grow is very excited about and directly in response to the requests we've heard from all of you since the inception of this organization. I'm going to start by turning it over to my good friend Diana Induvite. She is a senior executive with more than 10 years of experience in corporate communications and public relations, both in North America and Latin America, in global and local companies. Currently, she works at Bunge, a leader in agriculture, food, and ingredients. She's responsible there for external communication strategies to engage and align multiple stakeholders to accelerate business growth globally. Previously, she worked at leading PR agencies in Brazil, supporting media relations with companies such as Uber, Lindt, Audi, Embraer, BSFF, and others. Diana, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for your warm introduction, Kristen, and hello, everyone. I'm so really glad to be here to share this, briefly share this, our one-year work that we have been doing with our storytelling working group. And to Chris's point, it is something that I think all of our members requested, and to really raise the profile of our industry and really highlight how the relevance and how diverse people that work for this industry are, and how exciting it is to work for our industry, right? So we spent the whole the past few months really putting together a plan of how we should tell this story, what would be our key messages, our umbrella, a primary message, and some other facts that could really raise awareness for our key audiences. And that was a very good question. What is our key audience, right? We can't talk with everyone at the same time. Let's focus in people that we really want to make sure understand that the food and ag industry can be an exciting place to be, that has innovation, technology, diversity, and all of the above, right? So we created this messaging, and also decided that, okay, our target audience will be, high school and college students. With that, which channels we need to talk with them, right? And of course, social, we will do media relations and more traditional spaces, but social media is the place to be when talking with these young generations. And I wanna pass it over to Russell to explain a little bit more how we created these channels. And I want to invite all of you to follow these channels and engage with the content that we have been creating, because it is a lot of effort, and we want to make sure our members also share these stories through their channels, so we really can raise the profile and really reach our audiences. So let me introduce you to Russell. He is our Russell Schiller, right? Social and digital content coordinator for Together We Grow. He started a couple of months ago, I believe, right, Russell? And he graduated from Howard University in 2018 with a Bachelor of Arts degree with a focus in strategic legal management communications, specializing in advertising, and a minor in electronic studio art. He worked with Foot Locker for 3 years with the Sport and Performance Division, East Bay, to bring live marketing, branding, social, and campaigns efforts with vendors partners such as Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. So we are sure that he has the great experience to really put together our campaigns and messaging and make sure we can reach our target audience. And I'm really excited to see how he will explain how our work in storytelling working group will perform and work with all of the members to find these stories of exciting careers and diversity of people that works for our industry.
Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. Hello, good afternoon. I hope everyone is enjoying their day. Thank you so much for being able to take some time this afternoon to come join me and speak about social media and Together We Grow and everything we can do to bring great stories to life. So just to give a brief introduction, Together We Grow is a consortium of some of the world's largest food and agricultural interests, including major companies, education institutions, government agencies, and national nonprofits that are focused on building the workforce of tomorrow while ensuring that that workforce is skilled, diverse, and inclusive. In simple, we want to feed the future and generate more solutions. Just a quick background on myself again. My name is Russell Schiller. I'm currently the social and digital media coordinator for Together We Grow. Graduated from Howard University in 2018. I formerly worked for Foot Locker. I love sports. I love marketing and social media, and I love sneakers, so it was a great fit. I joined Together We Grow July 1st, and I've been having an exciting and educating time learning about food, agriculture, how important this sector is to the world, and everything we could do to be bringing amazing stories to life here. Thank you. I would like to introduce essentially Together We Grow in the campaign Feeding the Future. Feeding the Future is a social campaign that will be driven by authentic, exciting, and passionate stories from people in the food and agricultural world. These stories are meant to inform young individuals who know little to nothing about food and ag, about why these sectors, paths, and stories are important. We saw the lack of and need to bring these stories to life on social media in order to inform our target audience in the space where they get most of their information from, which in short is social media. In order to bring this to life, here is the ask that we're looking for. We want to be able to reach people who are 16 to 24 that are not really informed on food or agriculture at all. We want to do that by utilizing our members, our partners, and other individuals in the food and ag sector by working with at least 2 individuals from our organizations to bring to life amazing, authentic, and compelling video content. After we go ahead and create that content and are able to push it out to social media, we're hoping that you're able to support our endeavors and continue to help bring those stories to life. Here are some of the themes that we would love to cover during these videos: career variety, sustainability, worldly responsibility, innovation, technology, social justice, and so much more that we could cover by partnering with you. Here are some of the things that we need to bring Feeding the Future to life. 2 or more members from your organization. While we would like at least 2, we could definitely take on more stories and continue to tell these compelling stories for a rather long time. We would like these stories to be authentic. We want individuals who are in the food and agricultural sector, living and breathing that life and really bringing that story together. We want to do this through video content, primarily vertical and short video content, thinking day in the life, thinking iPhone, bring to life simple selfie stories that really give you something authentic and raw while showing individuals in their workforce or other areas where they are representing food and ag. We're also looking for you to bring to life that support and engagement, which I will dive into later on how you could do so, and then continue collaboration afterwards. While this is one social campaign that will be running throughout the rest of the year, we want to continue to collaborate with you on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, and yearly basis. Here are some things that you could do to help. After we have worked with you and your members in your organization to create this video content, add our treatment to it, we would love for you to engage. Resharing is caring. If you could support by putting this content on your Instagram story, retweeting to your social media feeds, resharing on LinkedIn and Facebook, and liking and commenting across TikTok and the rest of our feeds. By doing these things, you will increase our reach and help our engagement while informing other individuals about food and agriculture. Here's another way you could help: engaging the conversation. We love comments. As much as we want to comment on your content, we would love you to do the same. We want to start, generate, and create informative content and conversations. Saving the content. I think it is very important that in today's social media world that you save relevant content in order to build interest on those channels. Something such as Instagram allows you to save content so that you can create interest in mood boards. By saving our content, you're telling Instagram that our content is important and interesting to other members that are interested in you. And again, platforms will register your engagements as interests. So by engaging with our content, you are telling the platform we are interesting to you, and by the way, we are interesting to your audience. So when you do these things across Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, you are then spreading our content out to your audience and helping our overall campaign. Here are some success tips for social media that could help you and help us throughout this campaign and moving forward. Right now, a very great thing to do on social media is communicate through video, primarily vertical. When you look at Instagram Reels and TikTok, as well as YouTube Shorts, they are all reverting to a vertical type and style of video that is short and to the punch while delivering a call to action or a CTA to your audience to do something. This is primarily just done because of a phone. Most influencers use phones to tell their stories, and by using a phone, this was the best and easiest way to execute on social media. This also allows influencers to be candid. They can tell real stories in real moments, whether they are at home or out doing something, they can capture that and then tell that passionate story. It also allows individuals to be informational and shareable. People like to share information. More and more every day you are seeing on social media that people feel they are helping causes and justices by sharing that content. So if we are able to inform, we are able to be shared, which will help us reach more people. It is also important that on social media, you develop thumb-stopping content. You have 3 seconds to capture your viewer and even register a view to your video content. So what can you do in that immediate moment to make someone stop scrolling on their feed and pay attention to what you are discussing? Here are some trends that we are, here are some trends that we are seeing across social media. Instagram Reels. When posting on Instagram Reels, you will see that you are achieving more organic growth and expanding your reach. You will more likely appear on the Explore page and be able to tag shoppable items as well as tagging more accounts. This will allow you to reach more individuals. Moving into Instagram carousels. Carousels, which are essentially slideshows that you see on Instagram where you can post up to 10 images at one time, acquire more impressions. As you go ahead and go through, if someone sees your image one time and they don't like it, they'll see the second image a second time and the third image a third time. This is increasing your impressions by 3x anytime you post a carousel. It will also circulate in the algorithm longer, stretching 2 to 3 days out from when you post it for people are still seeing it. YouTube Shorts. This is a new, fast, and effective way to quickly deliver your content to YouTube. YouTube has primarily been a space for long-form, informative, and fun, creative content, but they see the need to keep up with Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, and storytelling platforms. Executing on YouTube Shorts with your other content will help you grow on YouTube. And then the TikTok slot machine. This is an interesting way to describe the TikTok algorithm in the social space. They essentially want you to post as frequently as possible while having fun and paying attention to their trends. So if you see a trend on TikTok that is interesting and you could partake in, the more videos you could post in that realm, the better they will do. It's very important that you capture and add in your own flavor and make sure to identify your niche on that social realm. Essentially looking at what are the stories you tell, what is the purpose you serve, and then doing that as frequently as possible in that platform. Thank you. This is a look at our social channels right here and where you can follow us, as well as the channels we are actively activating on. And I would love to dive into any questions or things from there. Thank you. I've also provided our social channels in the chat so that people can check and follow.
This is great. Yes, and
Krista, I think you're muted. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My first time on Zoom. I was just saying, I'm curious if you could maybe tell a little bit about what kinds of stories you're hoping to tell and how companies and our partners can help to identify people who might be really good for your campaign.
Yes, absolutely. So I've broken this down into a couple of different silos when I've been speaking to our partners. Starting from the top down, looking at professionals or individuals who are 1 to 3 years within their career. Those are the people who can speak most authentically to food and agriculture and what it is like to come full circle and work in that realm. Moving down, those juniors and seniors that are in college who have internships or have had internships that can really show younger individuals what it is like, again, to achieve an internship, be a part of a company or one of our organizations and see the inside. Right now, I think there is also good interest to freshmen and sophomore students within college who are able to right now express what it's like to be on a college campus for the first time. I think we're in a unique world now where we're being challenged to work from home, do class from home, and also work from home in terms of food and ag. So what does that look like? And what does campus life look like having to challenge those things? And then also high school students. I'm sorry, there's a lot of breakdown here. Looking at high school students, thank you. Looking into high school students, I feel that they have the most authentic questions and interests in terms of what does a life in food and ag look like, or why should I even be interested in this? The sooner we can capture and tell authentic stories to those individuals, I think is right where you start to create the path that leads them into the career in food and ag. Stories are authentic. We get to see them in the field, in the career, in the office, in the organization, wherever they are doing the work that they do, highlighting some of the fun and exciting things through questions that we ask. Simply, why did you choose this? What makes you passionate about food and agriculture? What is your favorite food? How are you helping to propel the sustainability and the world to 2050? How are you helping to feed individuals? I think answering those questions is a really beautiful and passionate way to tell unique stories on social media.
That's exactly, and I think we have a few questions, Russell. I'll read it to you. First of all, a lot of compliments, awesome and great jobs, and thanks for leading this area. So congrats already. And I think we have a question from Aaron, which is, what is the timing on the ask for companies to participate? When do you need to hear back?
Absolutely. Right now, it's been a bit of a back and forth process. Generally, we start out with a meeting. I deliver the ask to you. We take some time to review. Once you have the ask, if you had 2 ideal members in mind and somebody ready to go, I would like to receive content in 2 to 3 weeks. Since we are running this campaign throughout the rest of the year, I know everybody is on a different busy timeline. So as soon as you could deliver back, we will get to work on it.
Perfect. Yeah. Do we design our own content or partner with us?
Yep, so I would be doing all the media treatment. Essentially, all we need from the individuals is to grab at the minimum an iPhone and answer some of the questions that we built out for them.
That's great.
Yeah, so it's really, really easy, really streamlined, and I think it really connects to the generation and how they communicate right now.
So if I'm a company, for example, I work for Bungie, I do have stories. I have young people working for us, in fun things that, nobody even think that we do in the ag sector, right? So I reach out to you and then you're going to send the questions and we prepare the content together. That's correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. How about a mix of functional roles, example, IT and business role?
Yes, we want to cover everything in food and agriculture. So I think that there is a lane for that. I think there's stories to be told all across the field. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that we always discuss is like people always, maybe the impression is like, okay, this is not I want to work for tech companies, and they don't realize that how much technology it is within our industry, or how much fun you can have, or creating oils that will go to food that they eat every day, and they have no idea that came from a very high-tech lab in the Midwest, right? So I think that's stories that we really want to share with our young generation, that okay, you can work for Google, but we can also work for companies like ours that has a lot of room for new and exciting things.
Absolutely. I will get to the question in just a moment, but I also want to address some just around that, some unique things that I've saw lately, such as becoming a lawyer within the agricultural field, or even having the opportunity to travel abroad. These are things that interest young people, and they just need to know that it's available within the space. And I think that would make them get more into it. And then looking at just asking about metrics, I think that is something that we are currently doing on an ongoing basis. Something that's really big and beneficial about this campaign is that we'll be able to put some ad spend behind it and really spread our reach. Right now, we have set designated goals for our social channels, and I can come back with some like better metrics and goals for this campaign. But at the current moment, I do not have specific numbers on how to measure success. Obviously, we'll do so through metrics such as reach, impressions, and conversion to our landing page to be able to attribute who are we attracting and where are we sending them to things such as newsletters. And we are still getting all that information. Kristen, let me know if I didn't answer correctly, though.
And I think I can help you, Russell, with that. I think all of these channels are so new. We are really creating a baseline. We need to really build up our follower base and get everyone engaged. And, you know, with time, we will have our baseline numbers, and then we can set some targets really to get the metrics. But, you know, the KPIs are, you know, normally comes from the actual platform. So they will give us the reach, the engagement that we are getting, and then we can set, you know, another target on top of what we are creating. So, but it is really, really new, the channels, right? And we do need the stories. So I think on the back end of our work now is really to engage with our organizations and members to find these stories and that we really connect with our target audience. And then we, you know, we see where we landed, if that worked, if didn't, how we can change gears and try something else, right? But we do believe that this is a great strategy, and we're gonna succeed, hopefully. But we need everyone engaged in that, right? And I think Russell, and you can tell a little bit more, but this one-on-one with all of our members will be important to explain in details how we want to do and how they can also help us with the channels. Is that correct, Russell?
Yes, in the one-on-one meetings, it becomes quite easy to break down individual ideas on how we might want to execute some of these asks with your organization, or questions and ideas that we could change. And then again, as it comes to metrics, all the channels are relatively new, so we are working through breaking our first 100 followers on each channel, which we are really close on. But I will say that we do review on a weekly and monthly basis right now, and we are consistently growing week over week, which is super awesome.
I don't see any other questions. Maybe no.
Well, I think that sounds great. And from my perspective, I just wanted to weigh in and say that I am so thankful for both Diana and for Russell. So Diana really helped us as we formed this strategy. She co-led our storytelling working group this past year. And one of the things that came out of it was that we really needed some help to be able to do something as ambitious as tell stories for the entire food and agriculture sector. And so getting to work with Diana has been such a gift for us this past year. And this is the work of many people across the industry formulating this campaign. And we're really excited to launch it, but it's only as good as our participation. So we very much hope that we will be able to engage everyone in helping us to capture those stories. The second thing that I wanted to say, since the theme of our meeting this year is celebration, is that we've also been so excited to celebrate Diana's transition into motherhood this year, and she welcomed the most adorable baby girl. And then, of course, we've been so delighted to have Russell join our team. Russell's brought such a fresh perspective to this work of engaging new audiences who perhaps have no connection into our industry to be able to tell authentic stories, connecting with this next generation's ideals around connecting on careers with purpose and passion. And we have that in spades in our industry. So I want to thank both of you for being highlights in my past year and for the work that you're putting into this campaign as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Pleasure.
we will go ahead and take a 5-minute break. We'll come back at 12:30 Mountain Time, which would be 2:30 Eastern Time, for a really important discussion on critical race theory with the esteemed Dr. Lori Patton Davis. We'll see you in a minute.